Preseason game number 4. We are 2 weeks away and a day away from Browns Kitty Cats at the stadium with no name, just stadium. We all know where it is. Today, I talked about this in Morning Cup of Cleveland before Tony joins. I know today everybody's going to talk about rosters, which is important today. Seeing if Diabite makes it, whether we get from what Jordan Wilkins. Obviously, what we're going to get. But I want to remind everybody, there is a player who we need to see a little bit more of before we start the regular season, and his name is Deshaun Watson. I think it's very important to see a little Deshaun Watson today. Tony, it's always about roster spots in the last game. But I just let off. I don't know if you heard me. I do want to remind people, I think we still need to see a little bit of Deshaun Watson before we start the regular season.
We're going to see a lot of Deshaun Watson. They said
Yeah.
20 to 25 plays. It's going to be a lot of Deshaun Watson today.
It is. I'm excited to see more of him. I'm not as agita or nerve-filled as I once was before the Commanders game. Once that passed, I feel much better. How are you feeling coming into this game? If you were – just give me a widespread. Are you going to be analyzing, deep diving if he does well, holding knees if he doesn't play well? How are you going to feel one way or the other? Or is it just you just want to see him play a little bit?
Just want to see him play. I'm not really too worried about results right now. They're not going to show too much. I mean, this is the Chiefs. We might see him in the playoffs, so we're not going to pull all the tricks out the bag. Like, I'm excited to see him, but not going to put too much weight on this game.
I think that's fair. A lot of people, Schwartz is not playing. Yeah, I think Schwartz's days are done. Tony, I don't think Anthony Schwartz has got anything left to play for at this point.
He's done.
Yeah, I think his career's over with, and it's not against the young man. It's Boog74. What do you guys think about the last couple of receiver spots? I'll kind of lead it off. I really think they should find a spot for Watkins. Even though I'm a David Bell supporter, I would actually put David Bell on ice to put Watkins in there. So I think he's a better long-term prospect. And I like Bell, but I think Watkins is better. I think he's just made that leap. It happens sometimes in sports, and I'm seeing that leap. The one I don't know what to think about anymore is Hakeem Grant. I'm all over the place on him. Part of me wants to keep him. Part of me says maybe we should just move on from him. What are your thoughts about those guys, or maybe something else from wide receivers?
I think that trade getting DTR as QB2, Kellen Mond's going to probably be back on the practice squad.
Yep.
So that creates an extra roster spot. I think David Bell's a lock to make the roster, and I think the moves make it a lot more likely that Watkins stays too. I think the big toss-up is, like you said, with Jakeem Grant.
Yep.
Do they feel like rostering an all-pro specialist is worth it coming off of the injuries he's coming off of? I don't know. Personally, I don't think the return game is that important right now. I would think DPJ can do fine. He did okay last year. Jerome Ford. I'd rather use the roster spot somewhere else, like on an Austin Watkins. So I think he should make it. And so I think Watkins, Bell will probably be the ones who round it out.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, that's what what Tony's saying is correct. Akeem Grant's interesting to me. I think I can go any direction. Todd, people are really excited about DTR because they don't like Watson. BelieveInTheLand.com. BelieveInTheLand.com. Look, I'm going to tell this Cincy fan something that he doesn't want to hear. I think the Browns, for the first time in my 44 years of life, are actually producing a young quarterback and developing him, which is exciting. It's what the Packers did when they had Favre going to Rodgers and the Montana to Steve Young. I like DTR already this much, Tony. I'm that excited. Are you where I'm at?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, the difference, though, is like Deshaun's got that $60 million cap hit for like the next 3 years. So my excitement's there, but I'm hoping we can keep him long-term if he's really as good as we think, because 5 years as a backup, I don't know if he's going to be wanting to do that. But it's exciting for this year for sure.
I'm excited. I'm getting my DTR jersey, DTR tattoo. I'm all in, baby. UCLA is in Cleveland with him. What's up with the cast space, Lamo? Look, Tony, I don't know where Tony fits on this. It's going to be rolled over. If the Browns start hot and they get off to a hot start, save that money for a big trade. I would not add something right away. I know Grossie's kind of the same wavelength. I would wait to hold on that, but I truthfully believe it's a lot of rollover cap.
Yeah, I think it's mostly going to be rolled over. They're not going to go spend it on, like, Jonathan Taylor, but, like, in the rare case, like, Aaron Donald becomes available, maybe Chris Jones from Kansas City, if they don't figure something out, I would go all in for someone like that. Otherwise, just let it be for next year.
Okay, so we got to bring up the elephant in the room. There's nothing Cade York can do for me today to make me like the guy on the roster. I am nervous about Cade York. There's nothing he can do. I'm already ready to move on. I don't care if he's on the practice squad and they develop him in the off, whatever. I just don't want to see Cade York. Sorry. Doesn't matter what.
I think they're high on Cade York, though, so I think we need to see him have some good kicks because I don't think they're going to cut him. I think he'd have to miss 3 kicks today for them to cut him. They sound like they really like him, and I know he's got talent, but I don't think he can get it done, but I want to see him do well because I think he's going to be around at least to start the year.
Cantona, who's a good friend. I haven't seen him around Cantona. Last year, I was very gut punched after the Jacksonville game, and that was a preseason game. So I kind of saw the writing on the wall, and sadly, I was right. I could kind of tell this team was just all over the place. I am excited more this year, and it's actually because of one big thing. I love this defense. I think this defense has a very good chance to be very good. Jim Schwartz is unlocking a lot of things in preseason. I can only imagine what's going to happen during the regular season. I think it's sky's the limit. Is this an elite defense? No. Is this defense making big strides? Yes. That's why I'm excited, Katona. I'm excited because of the defense. I really think they're going to be that improved.
I think they can be an elite defense. There's no reason they shouldn't be. They've got 2 of the best edge rushers in the game, great secondary. The linebackers aren't great, but the D-line and coverage is going to make up for that.
I just think it's the sky's the limit. I am just so excited about this defense. I really am. I hope they put me right. I'm really excited about that. Okay. It's okay, Katona. Don't you apologize, brother. We're all busy. Boog, what about the linebacker from Utah, Diabete? I hope he does. I think he's going to play well. I think it's very 50-50. I know there's a gentleman, I forget his last name, who they signed free agency is going to be playing today. So maybe you'll see him. But I think Diabete's earned a spot. I just really like this kid. But I know it's preseason. But that's what I think. But I think it's 50-50. It's Boog. Tony?
Yeah, I think it comes down to the numbers. It depends on how many they're going to keep in linebacker. I think he's done everything he can to get that spot, but it's going to really just come down to how many linebackers they keep.
I don't see Hickman and Diabete both making it. That's the one thing I've come to the conclusion of. And they're 2 different positions, but I think they're going to either take 1 extra linebacker or 1 extra secondary guy. I don't think they're going to do both. I think they're going to have to make their choice there. If I had to lean, I would actually take Diabete. I just think the kid's special. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I really like him. I like his feistiness. And there's a part of me, Tony, who's starting to wonder, because the Pac-12 has been so in a comatose, that maybe that's why DTR and Diabete are out there, because no one's been watching them play.
Yeah, it could be part of it. I think he's done a lot,
Yeah.
and I would like to find a way to keep him. He's played very well. At least, if nothing else, maybe he could clear waivers, but I don't think he would at this point.
And remember, Diabete played for Florida before transferring to Utah. So this is a guy who's highly well thought of. Not that there's a huge difference, but the SEC is the best in the best in the land when it comes to conferences. Big Ten though is closing that gap. Over under rushing for Chubb 1,300. That is the number. Probably over, but 1,400, like 1,450. That 1,300 is a pretty good number. Tony?
Over as long as he's healthy.
He will be healthy. Now to the other thing in the room that we haven't talked about yet today. I would like to see this kid Wilkins play well. I really want to see the backup running back do something. I've been talking about this with you all throughout the preseason. Tony, I'm ready for someone to really stand out. I think the best I've seen is I thought Felton's had moments. Outside of that, haven't seen much. What are your thoughts on backup running back?
Yeah, let's see what Wilkins has today, and I think really the third running back's probably going to come from somewhere else. Another team who gets cut somewhere.
Very fair point, and good point by Tony. I do think they're going to pick up someone from the scrap heap. Big day for York. I don't think it's a big day for York. I think the decision's been made. To Tony's point, he's probably going to stay, which is crazy.
He's probably going to stay.
Oh, crazy. Go Browns, Will. Go Browns. All right, Tony, to wrap this up into a bow before we get to closer to kickoff, what do you want to see, things you're looking for, final thoughts before we head off for today?
I just want to see Deshaun look confident and comfortable. Don't want him to look all jittery. He looked really confident in that limited game there. And then make sure to have that rapport with the receivers. Moore and Cooper are playing, I believe, and healthy. I want him to stay healthy. That's all that really matters.
Health is important. I would love to see just a thimble of Elijah Moore.
Yep.
I like that kid a lot. I don't need to see a lot. Just want to see a little bit. Watson and Mahomes really reunion. Okay, no limit. Not sure what you're saying there. They played the playoffs once. Maybe that's what you're referencing there. But I like this Elijah Moore a lot. I think he's going to be a star, superstar. BelieveInTheLand.com. Tony Camino's got all sorts of articles, including something on the Cavs today. He writes on all the teams. We're going to be doing Ohio State preview. Real quickly, what do you think about the Buckeyes making no comment about who's the starting quarterback? Dave's talked about it, but I think it's been a weird Buckeye ramp up to this quarterback with nothing really been talked about. There hasn't been a lot of buzz at all about McCord or Brown.
I think they're going to use those first 3 games as preseason and let the battle go into them before I think Notre Dame is really that week 1 for them, and they're going to use those first 3 games to determine who's going to be the starter for that game.
I think woof, woof, woof. Let's go, Brownies. Right. We need a kicker. Beef. I could not have said it better. We'll do more Buckeye stuff obviously on Saturday, but I found this to be it's the most important position in football. And Ohio State clearly has got talent everywhere else. And yet here we are. We don't know who the quarterback is, and no real buzz. No real discussion like, hey, McCord looks good in practice, or oh my gosh, Brown did this. Like, I would have expected something like that. Nothing. And they're not saying bad things either. Just they're good. Which is Ohio State loves to brag when they have someone good. I'm pulling for K. You know what? If he's on the team, we're all pulling for K. Look, once you make the team, please make your kicks. Please.
Yeah, please.
Pretty please.
Seriously.
Devin Brown's been balling out apparently. Zach, I have not heard that. I've heard good things about Devin Brown. I've heard good things about McCord. I checked The Athletic, 11 Warriors, Letterman Row, reading it, all of it. You don't hear a lot of buzz. Brahendo says, Tony,
what's up?
CPR 411, praying is Boog. Look, we're going to talk a lot about Ohio State. We're getting closer. Notre Dame Navy interests me. Ohio U grad over there.
Yeah.
With the Aztecs.
OU's getting a win tonight.
Is that a night game?
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock game.
Athens or
In
San Diego? Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
If Bobcats get to surf, get to go on the beach, do a little jogging. It's nice. It's like an extra bowl game.
And get a win and come back to Ohio.
My cousin plays for the team, and he said he's been killing it. Well, Zach, I hope what you're saying is correct, because again, I've been following the Ohio State for a long time. They usually brag when they have something in their pocket. I've heard nothing bragging. I've heard good things, just not like, oh man, he's done this. Oh my gosh, you just don't hear that stuff. Bray Hendo, you're very wrong. I cannot wait for the Steelers to blow. Lions.
I think they'll be solid, but they're not winning the division.
I don't know who Matthew Wright is. I know he's a kicker for the Lions. I know nothing about him. If he's breathing, he's better than Cade York, in my opinion, at this point. Sorry, Cade. I just got nothing left. Nothing. All right, Zach. We'll hold you to it for Devin Brown. Anyways, all right. So that's it. I'll go kick for the Browns. I've been warming up outside myself. I did some jogging. I've been watching kicker instructional videos on YouTube. I'm ready. Tony's going to be my holder.
I don't know about that.
Arena football kickers are better than yours. I think at this point, beer league kickers are better than Cade York. Tony Camino there, Andy Billman here. I'll be here at halftime, be here after the game. Read all of Tony's articles. We'll be here all season long for the Browns, analyzing, breaking down. And if you like Tim Misney, Tim and I are going to do a show together on Wednesday nights. Tony and I are going to do a show during the week too. We're going to have all sorts of content. It's going to be great. I just scared Tony. Sorry.
A little bit, yeah.
Next. See you guys at halftime. Go. I just want to make the playoffs. Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, that's right. And that's where I'll bookend it. Let's see how Deshaun Watson does again today.
We're making the
let's get
playoffs,
let's get a little bit more of a preview there. Have a good day, Tony. Go Browns. Be back here at halftime.